Hello, 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 and welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are joining me here today for a continual connection. Say hello, hello, hello when you join this live broadcast, or even post down below if you're watching the replay version. Hello, hello, hello. That's our Workouts for Older Men Live greeting. Tell me where you're watching me from. If you have a question, I'd be more than happy to answer it right here live with you, or your question might be the topic of the next Workouts for Older Men Live. Make sure you visit my skiplacour.com website. I have a video that can answer every question that you have. And if you have the patience to sit through some of the videos, I have blog posts, training, nutrition, podcast, strategy, systems, motivation, perspective for older men. I've got it all there. If you're a little bit older, fitness is something you want to make more of a priority. You want to take it to a higher level. You want to enjoy the whole fitness experience at a deeper level. Then you want to join all of my social media platforms, and make sure you visit skiplacour.com often. Hey, in this video, I want to solve all of your nutrition challenges. The very best eating strategies for older men. That's a big, bold promise, isn't it? That I can solve all of your eating challenges, because most of you already know that your eating habits are what's holding you back. You know that, but what exactly are you doing about it? I want to break it all down in this short video. All right, first of all, again, we've all heard that the way we look and feel, how much muscle we display, how much body fat we don't have, it's going to come down primarily to our eating habits. That's a little counterintuitive, especially if you're new to that. You want the new training strategy. You want the workout. Maybe you switch the workout. Maybe if you have the right workout or the right exercises, that would shape your body in a way, even at this age, right? That's what you would think. A lot of men come to me because they see workouts for older men. That's exactly what they want to do. They want to transform their body. They assume that it's the workout, right? When someone says, and I know you've heard this, that 80% of the way you look and feel is going to come down to your nutritional habits. Well, that gets kind of, that water becomes murky, because someone will say, what? It's 100% training. It's 100% nutrition. You should do everything 100%. Well, there's a saying that says, if everything is important, then nothing is. And that type of mentality is what's holding a lot of older men back from having the body that they want. All right? They know they should put more attention into their eating habits, right? But, that takes discipline. That takes a time commitment. That takes a little bit of knowledge. But let me tell you, it's not as complicated as you think. So they hope that their workouts, that's tangible, right? That's something they can do. It takes an hour a day. They can put that. They hope that transforms their body. Right? But it's not happening. So let me just tell you something. If you're 20 pounds overweight, got the stubborn body fat, you stalled, maybe 40 pounds, maybe more, maybe consider yourself a big guy, you're muscular, athletic, you work out all the time, but you just can't lose the body fat. I'm telling you, it's not your workout. It's not even how much cardio you do. It's your eating habits. So even though we've heard that it's a big, huge deal to take our eating habits to a higher level, we still don't do it. We still hope, that the training does it. And whatever we did with our nutrition, even though we know it's not up to a higher standard, we're not digging deep, we're not experimenting, we're not trying new things like our workouts. Whatever we did, it probably has you looking better than most men your age, right? That's not good enough for you. You want to not be in the top 20%, because that's kind of easy. Most men at our age aren't even paying attention. You want to get in that 5%. It's going to come through your eating habits. So number one, you got to address it. No more avoiding it, right? You got to address it. That's challenge number one. If you can get past that challenge and just put the same focus and attention that you put on your eating habits, you're going to get closer to the body that you want. All right. So here's another thing too. I understand, my eating habits. What's that mean? I've been watching these younger, passionate fitness experts. There's this meal prep Sunday. They cook all their meals for the whole week, and they put them in these little containers, and they carry them around with them. I can't do that. I got to know exactly how many calories today. I got to count calories every single minute of the day. I got to only eat fresh food, clean food, healthy food all day long. Can't ever enjoy tasty food. Well, I'm going to do that later. I know I need to do that, but I'm going to do that later, right? My macronutrients. What's the right amount of protein? Is it 0.07? Is it 1.5? I hear so many things. Whatever, right? What is the right amount of protein? What about the ratio of protein, carbs, and fat, if it's not just perfect, the ratio for my body, for my type, all right, then I'm just going to be wasting my time. So why don't I just concentrate on my fitness? It's not that complicated. All right? So you got to remember, you're not going to have to measure every morsel of food, right? Let me tell you this. Every diet will work. Every diet will work. I don't care if you're younger, older, male, female. All right? Every diet will work. All right? Now, I know there's some conditions that some people have, maybe slower metabolisms, or you got to worry about, your blood sugar, those type of things. But directionally, every diet will work. Every diet will work because they adhere, whether you understand it and you adhere to it or not, every single diet will make sure you don't eat too many calories. They'll also make sure you to work and not stall out, that you don't eat too few calories, right? And when you find that amount, that's a sustainable, yet it's a deficit from what your body is operating at. When you find that amount, a sustainable amount, not a drastic amount. I could have you eat 1,000 calories and you definitely be in a deficit. All right, but how long are you going to do that? Especially when you're losing weight and getting compliments, that would be great. But what about when it stops? Because that's too few calories. All right, and they're saying, well, I'm suffering now. Everybody thinks I'm angry, right? Then you're going to realize, this 1,000 calories is not worth it. It's a bad strategy to begin with. It's not sustainable. Right? So too much, too little, the right amount. Well, Skip, what is that? Right? If you don't even count your calories, you have no clue. You have no clue. You have no chance. You're just going to kind of portion control, gas, being consistent. And again, that is going to get you better than most. But you're going to stall. You're never going to get that top 5% from all your work. Right? We got to address it. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but you got to do some work. You got to do some work. What most men do is they find foods about 75% of the time that they know that work. They're healthy. They taste good. They fit their caloric requirements. The protein, carbohydrate, fat ratio works. So they eat those same foods in the same amount, probably about 75% of the time. So when you think about that, there's not a lot of foods to track and measure because you're eating the same foods all the time. Right? Now, to some of you, that may seem boring and, that's exactly why I don't do it. Well, there's a price to pay for everything. And the most successful men, they'll gladly do that because when they're hungry, it tastes good and it works. It's a good system. And they're not suffering. It isn't like horrible food that they're not enjoying. And then 25% of the time when they're going to have to do some figuring out on MyFitnessPal, so when they enjoy foods that keep them in their caloric range, they're more than happy to do that. They don't need all the variety that you might think starting. All right? And then what about the variety? What is that? How many foods can you eat that will make you feel that you're not suffering? What? 5 meals? 10 meals? All you have to do is figure out the calories for those 10. So it isn't like you have all of these foods to do what you have to do. Maybe, 15 foods of the 75% and 10 different meals. That's plenty of variety if it's going to reach your goal. So you can't overcomplicate this right from the beginning, or you're never going to get anywhere. It is that simple. Yes, I said all diets will work if you don't eat too many calories, you don't eat too few, and when you find that amount for you, that you're consistent with it. Right? You got to know how to cheat. You got to know how important this is or whatever. Let me make one clear distinction for you. To build muscle and lose body fat, clean food, nutritious food, okay, that's not so black and white to look the way you want to look in the mirror. And really, if you really think about it, it's not so black and white that that's really going to extend your life. That's what we think until they change this month or this year that, now that's bad for you. That's good for you, right? Okay? So the quality of food isn't as important as what I talked about with the calories. Like I said, why do all diets work? Well, why would there be different ones, Skip? Well, they all appeal to us. Usually appeals to us for two different reasons. One, it's just our style, right? There's something about it that fits our lifestyle. If we don't really value tasty food, we could go long periods of time. Maybe it works with our schedule. Intermittent fasting might be great because you can go long periods of time and not worry about this eating stuff. All right? That appeals to us and our lifestyle. It makes sense. So, and they all throw some little science. All right, what it does with those experience times, and I'm not saying they're right or they're wrong, but really how much of it's different versus some other diet that works. That difference in the science probably isn't making the impact you think, even if it's correct, right? Whether that's what happens with intermittent fasting or keto. They'll all do those four things. Important thing too, not too much, not too little, the right amount of consistency is your expectation of what's going to happen to your body, how much you're going to lose, how much you're going to gain, how is it all going to happen in what time period. If you don't know what to expect, you can be doing exactly right and quit because it seems so wrong. Why do you think? You think you're doing enough work? You think you're doing right? That you should have lost 10 pounds that month? Says who? Says you, based on what you want? Or that's how the body works? If you don't know how this works, again, you're going to have a lot of anxiety, confusion, and overwhelm just because you don't know how the process. You got to know what to expect and when. But every diet, all those diets that work, have something that to you, it makes sense. Low carbs, I'm a carbaholic. I'm a carb sensitive or whatever you may think. Oh, the keto diet, no carbs, that makes sense. There's something about these diets. Whole foods, whole foods are a lot better. No processed sugars and this and that, right? It makes sense to you, right? Not that it's going to get you to your goal any faster, but it has you. That's what is different. And then it's something that makes sense to how you believe that this works. And then secondly, there's some science. Again, I'm not saying the science is making a whole bunch of difference, but there's some science that makes it special and different. But they'll all work, right? Here's the thing about it. Even though if you know this and you do this, the journey to get the other side, if there's not someone there helping you, keeping you going, and you're feeling lost all the time, first, am I doing right? Sometimes I think you're right. Sometimes you're doing wrong. It doesn't matter if you have the knowledge. You're not going to follow through. Right? I wonder how many of you can relate to all of this, right? Because again, if it sounds like these guys talking to me, not to mention when you finally say, I got to lose this fat, I want to get ripped, and you lose the first 10 pounds, I look like garbage. I lost 10 pounds. Oh my God, if I lose 20 pounds, I'm even going to look worse. People are calling me skinny. They ask me if I'm even working out. I know all the pitfalls when it comes to nutrition. I know how to guide you through. Reach out for one-on-one coaching. All right. If this even sounds familiar, all of this to your challenges. All right. Okay. Don't suffer. I can take you step by step, week by week, and then you'll have this understanding for the rest of your life. I'll tell you this, that there are a lot of men who get the right information. They're even sold for a while, but then they get beat up by the ups and downs and the uncertainty of the journey. And then they quit when they may have been doing it wrong. All right. So that's going to do it for this Workouts for Older Men Live. Everything you need to know about nutrition, how you got to execute. And that's easier said than done because you have that certainty and confidence to go forward, even when you don't know what to expect, even when you think you should get better results, even when you have uncertainty. You got to keep on keeping on, right? Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. Reach out to me for one-on-one coaching. But live with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Have a great day.